General Mattis, you've been a warrior. This job, you need to move from being a warrior to a manager. Two very different sets of skills, and particularly the manager of the sprawling bureaucracy that the Defense Department has become. And as you know, we're constrained for resources. Even if we're able to get rid of the Budget Control Act, even if we're able to get rid of sequestration, there's still always going to be limits on resources. I hope that you will examine with a fresh set of eyes the administrative structure of not only the civilian side, but the military side of the Defense Department in order to be able to find and free up resources for the modernization, readiness, training, all of those elements. I just think this is going to be a very important part of your job. I'd like your thoughts on that.
I agree, Senator, 100% with this. I think that right now what we face is a time when with technology and with new approaches, we can do some of the things that lie behind what you're asking for there. For example, skip echelon, where you don't need something at each echelon, you remove it and you actually expedite processes and this sort of thing. What we don't want to do is continue to have layer upon layer of bureaucracy that's not value added. But how we go through and remove it is probably going to take collaboration with this committee, because in many cases those elements are there as part of our organization set by the Congress. So I'll have to come to you and show you what I propose to manage it better and show you what the problem is. And if I get your agreement there, I think we can move forward on it. I
think that's very important, and I hope that can be a specific, not just a general commitment, but a project, if you will, an identified specific project to look into those. I didn't expect to quote Churchill so soon, but one of his comments you suggest, the sum total of all committee deliberations is usually no, and that's what makes it so difficult to get things done. Nuclear modernization. One of the things that concerns me looking out beyond the budget of this year or next year is what I call the nuclear modernization bulge. The cost of the Ohio-class replacement, the B-21, which is moving forward, missiles. Also, not often mentioned, a serious upgrade of the command and control system. The NAOC, the National Airborne Operations Center, as you know, is a plane that's older than many of the people in this room, not you and I, but many of the people in this room. I think how we deal with that is something that has to have some special attention, because if we don't find additional funding for that bulge, then all the other acquisition programs will be squeezed out. Do you agree with that assertion?
I agree both that the additional funding has got to be found, because it will squeeze out everything else if we don't find a way to do it, but also that the command and control, in light of the cyber situation we face right now, sir, that has got to be a high priority when we look at the modernization of the triad.
Another subject, I believe I understand your position on this, but are you supportive of elevating Cyber Command to a full unified combat command?
I've got to look at the actual breakout, Senator, so I understand which duties stay in which place, because the way they're set up right now, it may not break apart quite as well if we hold that same organization. So we'll just have to look at it, and if we go down that road, make certain that they're fit for function at that point. Well, philosophically, I am okay with it.
Yeah, and I appreciate the subtlety of your answer, because the worst result would be to create a new unified combatant command and leave remnants of the function in other places so that you ended up with duplication. I think that's
you summed up my concern, sir.
I think that's an apt concern. Well,
yes,
General Mattis, I am so pleased that you are willing to continue your service to the country, to come back to this side of the Rockies, as you suggest, and I appreciate your testimony here today. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Senator.
Mr. Chairman.